Greetings internet, it's Monica, and today I'm finally back making videos on YouTube. Took a little bit of a break, gonna talk about that in a second, but today I thought it would be fun to do a little bit of a get ready with me video. I am looking a little bit haggard right now, but I wanted to film a couple of videos tonight, so I gotta get ready for that, and I thought I would film that process as I get ready. I'm going to be walking you through my sort of sunflower yellow makeup look that I like to do. I usually wear this in like the spring and summertime. I really want it to be spring so bad, so I'm bringing it out a little bit early this year. But yeah, so I thought I'd walk you through how I do that look. I technically have already done this tutorial on YouTube, but it was on Sarah from Sarah Without an H, her channel, which I will link that video down below because it was really fun and because Sarah is wonderful. So I'll link that in case you want to check out my other tutorial of this look, but I thought it'd be fun to like have it also on my channel, and also because it was the eyeshadow look that I felt like doing today. So there we are. Sorry if I'm a little awkward. I feel rusty doing this. It's been a little while since I've filmed. I feel like I kind of took a unplanned YouTube break for the past couple of weeks. I guess I'll get started getting ready while I talk through all of this. That moment when you take off your glasses and suddenly everything's blurry. So I'm gonna start off with the Cover FX gripping primer. This has been everywhere lately. I bought it because Tati used it. She loved it, so I got it. And also because it's supposed to give you like a glass skin effect, and it does, and I love it. So really into this stuff. It feels really weird when you apply it to your face though. I will put that out there. Yeah, I kind of took a little bit of a like unplanned break from YouTube for the past couple of weeks. Basically, I just to be 100% honest, my anxiety and mental health in general has just not been good. It's not been a good time, guys. I've just been trying to like remind myself that a lot of the stuff that I feel so anxious about is, I don't want to say silly because I don't want to like negate my feelings. Like, so for example, every like Sunday I get like the Sunday scaries, which are basically like when you become really stressed about like the fact that a new week is starting. And I've always felt like this. Like, I remember when I was really little, I would feel so much anxiety at night because like everything about like the next day would just cause me so much anxiety. Then like the next day would come and I would live through it and I'd be fine. But it's just like the night before and like the anticipation of it would just like cause so much anguish. And I don't know a fix for that, because it's like I can tell myself realistically things are going to be fine, but I don't always listen to myself. The next thing I'm going to be using is this makeup base from Innisfree, and it is in vanilla green. Basically it cancels out the redness that I have on my face, and it's pretty miraculous. I'm sorry if like you clicked on this and you just wanted the makeup tutorial. You could always just put it at 2x speed and play music, and then it will kind of be a regular makeup tutorial. That really killed my upload consistency. It's just like, it's really hard to get myself to like pull out all of the equipment and film and edit when I like hate life, you know? It's just hard, I think, to be creative. And I think this is why like those stereotypes about like people with mental health being like bad mental health being good for art like frustrates me, because I 100% like a lot of artists have really bad mental health, but I don't think romanticizing bad mental health as like a bonus for art is like, that frustrates me, because I mean, not saying that my YouTube channel is art, but it like affects my writing too. When I try and like write a story or something, like having bad mental health, like I can pull from that when I'm out of it to influence what I'm creating. But like when I'm like depressed or anxious, like I cannot create. I don't know about other people. I mean, maybe maybe that's just me. But yeah, I just like, there's a lot of like romanticizing of mental illness that happens with like in like creative worlds, and it like frustrates me a bit. Speaking of my writing, I recently had a bit of a breakthrough with my book in that I kind of scrapped it and started something different. It's like loosely based on the same story. They're both very like Korean in origin. Honestly, I think what I was trying to write, like I've been writing my whole life. I studied journalism in school, and I've written other stories in the past, but I still think what I was trying to write was just too ambitious. Like I am just not at a place in my writing where I think I could write the story that I wanted to create, as well as I wanted to create it. So I took a break from it. So I kind of scrapped it. I took out some bits that I really liked, and I'm using that in a different story. And maybe one day I'll come back to this world, but that day is not today. I needed to move on. I've spent too much time not writing or like trying and failing to write this story, and I just want to move on from it. So that's what I'm doing. This book that I'm currently working on is a bit lighter in fantasy. It's a bit more of an urban fantasy, and I'm really excited for it. And a lot of it is like a lot more personal, like to my family in general. So I'm really excited for that. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I mean, who knows? Maybe nothing will come of it, but I'm excited. I'm going to Japan in a month, right? Wait, it's like middle of February. So like a month and a half, and I will be in Japan, which I'm so excited for. Like everything I've ever wanted. All I do with my life right now is watch Japan vlogs. That is something that has like really helped with my anxiety, is I'll just like watch a lot of Japan vlogs. I've also found these like Korean vloggers, and I'll link some down below, and their vlogs are literally like, one of them is like, the theme is a simple life, and it's just like, it's literally just them going from their day-to-day life to work to like making dinner, and things like that. And it's just really simple and soothing in how simple it is, and it like, something about it just like helps with my anxiety so much. They're really quiet, and like the sound is really nice in a lot of them. So I'll link them down below in case that might be of benefit for any of you. A lot of them are subtitled, so if you don't speak Korean like me, you'll be fine. So yeah, that's been helpful, kind of. And then I've also just been like, it feels so dumb, but like I'll have like out loud conversations with myself sometimes, and I'll be like, okay, here's the thing you're anxious about right now. What's the worst that can happen? Why are you anxious about this? In the past, when you've been anxious about this, what has happened? And things like that. And that's also been kind of helpful. Kind of. Let's talk about like non-anxiety things. I have been watching stuff for the first time in a long time. I rarely watch like TV or anything like that. So when I find something new to watch that I like, I tend to just rewatch it. Like I've rewatched Sabrina a couple of times now, because I just like, I don't know, for some reason starting new series, like series or films, gives me anxiety too. Like a light form of anxiety, but I don't know why that is. But anyways, I started watching a couple different Korean dramas that I am obsessed with. So the first one is called The Beauty Inside. This one I've been watching on Viki. I had to see if there are new episodes, because they've been uploading them a couple at a time. So yeah, I don't know if they've uploaded new episodes in the last week or so. By the way, I'm using the same foundation I always use, which is the Ordinary's foundation, the serum one, in the lightest shade. So at this point, I would typically put an eyeshadow primer on, but I'm only going to be wearing this eyeshadow for like an hour or two before I take all my makeup off and go to bed. So I'm going to skip that part and just go right into the eyeshadow. The eyeshadow that I use is the Huda Beauty Obsessions Electric Obsessions palette. I love this palette. I don't know if it's still available. I hope it is, but I use one color in it, so pretty much just use this yellow. and I love it. It is a great yellow, but I mean, if you can find any yellow eyeshadow, I'm sure it'll work perfectly fine. And I'm just gonna apply this all over my eyelid. It's not much of a tutorial, so which is hence the get ready with me, because if this was a tutorial, I feel like people would judge me. Anyways, what was I saying? Korean drama. So The Beauty Inside is about this Korean drama actress who is super famous, but she has this like really bad reputation for being really flaky and stuff. And then it's revealed that it's because for like a week every month, her body changes into like someone else's body, like some random, like non-existent person is like suddenly the form that her body takes. So it could be like a child, a little boy, an old man, a old woman, a middle-aged man, like whatever, and can look like so many different people. And so her entire life she's experienced this, and then she ends up meeting this guy. He's like a president or something of this like airline, and she ends up getting into this like deal with him to promote the airline, and they end up just becoming closer and closer throughout the series. And he's like the classic sort of grumpy Korean drama male lead with a heart of gold deep down. But yeah, I'm like really into it. I love the like magic system of it. It's just like really interesting and how they handle that. And the story itself is just really cute. I love it. And I love like even some of the scenes where her body like changes. It's like so interesting to see, like, or it's sometimes really funny, sometimes really sad, like how she has to go about her life with like either the people she loves not knowing who she is and not being able to explain what's going on with her, or like trying to deal with like all of her commitments while also being in not her body. So yeah, I really like that show. Highly recommend if you're looking for like just a cute but also slightly fantastical Korean drama to start. The other one that I am totally obsessed with, and I highly recommend everyone watching this go watch it, because I feel like if you like books, which if you're watching my channel, you probably do, and if you like Korean dramas, even if you don't like Korean dramas, I think this is a good like starter Korean drama. It's called Romance is a Bonus Book. This one is on Netflix. It's also weirdly for Netflix, slowly like episodes are being added each week versus like all at once. And it's basically a like romantic Korean drama, but it takes place in the publishing world, like the book publishing world. And so it's really cute or really cool because like you get this like Korean drama, but at the same time you get like a look into Korea's book publishing world, which I really love. And it's also like made me really wish that all these books were being published and translated in the US, because I want to read, like, it's opened me up to like the world of Korean fiction, and there's so many stories that I wish I could have access to and read, but like they're just not translated. I feel like when it comes to Korean fiction, only like really serious literary works are translated, and none of the like, I don't know, like lighter stories or things like that. And it makes me sad because I really wish that I could have access to some of those other books. I mean, I guess I could just learn Korean, which I'm trying to do, but it's gonna be a while before I am at a level where I can read, let alone read like a novel. But yeah, I love that one. The main actor in that one is also one of my mom's favorite Korean drama stars ever. Like, she loves him, so that's why we first started watching it. And yeah, it's such a good time, guys. I highly recommend. Just applied the yellow on both eyes. I could zoom you in really quick for this if you would like. Hello. I'm just gonna take a blending brush and blend that a bit. I'm gonna run a bit of this yellow under my eye too. And I'm going to take, this is the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm gonna go to Vermeer, which is just this shimmery champagne kind of color. And I just like to use this like right under the inner part of my eye. So I'm also currently in the process of reading King of Scars. I basically started off the year rereading the entire Grisha universe. I reread the Shadow and Bone trilogy, and then I reread the Six of Crows duology, and I absolutely adored, or I read for the first time the Six of Crows duology, sorry, and I adored all of it. I fell even more in love with the Shadow and Bone series than I was when I first read it. Like, I know that series tends to have like kind of mixed reviews from people, and I understand, but I just love it so much. I think it's so interesting, everything she does in that series, and like she just plays with so many tropes and like kind of turns them on their heads in such an interesting way, and I just love it. I love the characters that she introduces. I just think she's brilliant. Leigh Bardugo, and that series is brilliant. And when I first read it, I hated Mal, one of the characters in the book. He's sort of like one of the main love interests, and I hated him. And I just like, yeah, he was my least favorite part of the series. And now, upon rereading it, he's maybe one of my favorite characters. I don't know. It's weird. It's made me want to go back and like look at books that I have, always thought that like I loved or I hated that I haven't read in years, and like want to go back and like give them a reread or something, because I'm like, I don't know how I feel about these anymore. It's just interesting how like your opinion on a book can change, or how like just your current mood or thoughts can really influence how you read or interpret a story or a character. And I just find that really fascinating, because it's like you could read the same book as someone else or even as yourself and like get a totally different like meaning or experience from it. I think that's like kind of magical. I'm just applying some blush. That was the Milani Luminoso powder blush. Now I'm gonna apply some bronzer. This is the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. It has like a very strong scent. People love this bronzer, but I like, it's fine, but the scent is like a lot. So yeah, that was like, kind of regret it because of that. But yeah, for this look, I kind of like to do a little bit more of a glow than I normally do, or like a bronzy glow than usually I don't really want any sort of bronze, but for this like sunflower look, I do. I kind of just want to look like kind of sunburnt with it. Let's pretend like I've been outside. Actually gonna go ahead and like contour my nose a little bit with it. Oh no. I have over contoured, my friends. We just dab it with the powder and some leftover foundation, and it'll be fine. But yeah, I'm really trying this week to be good or to be kind to myself. I am filming now, and I'm going after this to film a couple other clips or videos, and I cleaned all day today, which is one thing that like I do try and notice and like take care of, is that when my room gets like really, really messy, that's when I probably know that like my head is really, really messy, and that I need to like just take time to give myself a fresh start in my room, and that usually helps clear up my head a bit too. It's just like, it's kind of like this vicious cycle, because if I'm in a really bad mental health space, it's hard to get myself to like do things like that, and it sort of is only when I'm coming out of those days that I feel like that's really possible, but I'm trying to be better. I feel like I'm really low energy in this. It's just like, I feel like sometimes it's hard to always be like that YouTube personality of like bubbles and happiness and joy, and sometimes I'm just kind of sad. And it's, that's part of why I don't film, because it's like, well, no one wants to see me just being sad, and people want, someone who's bubbly and not anxious and who remembers how to film. I feel like I don't really remember how to film, like how to be the like personality that I'm supposed to be online. That's like a whole other thing, right? Because it's like I don't purposefully try to like be someone else when I'm filming, but I feel like you put a camera on someone and it's hard to be just like 100% yourself and natural. You know, I really wish that like there are elements of my personality that like I've just never been able to come across on YouTube, that I wish I could figure out how to do that better. Something that I've sort of been struggling with recently is also just trying to figure out who I am online, on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. Like, what is my reason for being here? Why am I making stuff? Why, you know, what is my end goal? What do I want to put out into the world? What version of myself am I putting out into the world? Because I feel like sometimes it's easy to just kind of be thoughtless and to just create whatever and not really think about like, what is this like image that I'm projecting. Also, I'm sorry if you hear sirens, New York City. Anyways, I don't know. It's weird because you see such a small portion of my life and who I am, and through that, whether like if you just follow me on here and you don't even follow me on like Twitter and Instagram, which you should, but it's just like you have like such a skewed or different perception of like me and my life. Like sometimes I'll even go back and I'll watch my vlogs and I'll be like, wow, I wish I could be this happy again. And I have to like remind myself that like I was struggling then too, and I had like mental health issues then too. I just didn't film, edit, and upload those days because like I can't even fathom like being able to like film and edit and upload a video on a day when I'm like really sad or anxious or something. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking about that a lot, and just like also just thinking about wanting, like trying to think about like who I feel that I am as a person, and like trying to think like, am I being that person online? Like, am I being as authentically me, as cheesy as that sounds, as I can be? And I don't know if I have been. And so that's something that I want to work on this year in 2019, which I can't believe we're already in like almost the end of February. How did that happen? I don't even know how 2019 happened in general. The last thing I'm gonna do for this look is my fake freckles, which I've shown a couple of times how I do. But for a recap, I basically just use a bobby pin and a foundation that is a couple shades, or a lot of shades, too dark for my face, and I just bounce it all over. I would recommend actually using a concealer now in retrospect, but you know, the foundation works fine. Yeah, I'll just like, let me zoom in. I'll just like dot it, and then I'll just like messily bounce my finger on top. And I would say that like the less you think about it, the better it'll come out. And we're done. Sorry that you missed a little bit of the final process. My camera battery died, but all I really did was just continued applying some fake freckles onto my face. So I just added some more. This is also why I don't do like a ton of foundation or a lot of concealer, because I actually think having some blemishes poke through makes the freckles, while not real looking, a little less jarring. So, because I really like the look of fake freckles, but I feel like it can look a little bit weird if like your skin is flawless with them. And then I also applied this lip product, which is from Tony Moly, and it is the Shocking Lip in the color orange. It's basically a lip stain. I really enjoy it, even though it tastes kind of funky. I went ahead and tousled my hair a bit, had it look a little bit less atrocious, put on a different outfit that wasn't pajamas, and now I think I'm ready to continue filming a couple other videos. I hope that this video was somewhat entertaining or interesting or helpful, or that it was just, I don't know, nice to hang out for a bit. It was nice just getting to like chat. So I'm excited to chat with you all in the comments, And yeah, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video, to stick with me throughout all of my many YouTube hiatuses. Sorry that they seem to be more and more frequent lately. I'm working on the old mental health, working on it, so hopefully I'll be better soon. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!